And welcome back into the Extra Point. Live with us is on set, Jason Stamm, editor of the Sporting Times and WKURivals.com. Jason, welcome to the set.
Glad to be here.
Well, let's go ahead and start right into it with WKU football. We all know they're going through a little bit of a trying time right now. That'd be, I guess, an understatement.
Yeah.
24 losses in a row, 0-4 to start the season. However, non-conference play is over, one of the tough non-conference schedules in the nation. What have you seen so far that might be a glimmer of hope?
Well, to me, the biggest thing that's really stood out is just the running game with Bobby Rainey. I mean, he's one of the top rushers in the country. Started out, had such a great, opening game at Nebraska. He was the first guy to get over 100 yards rushing on Nebraska in a long time. Had another big game in Kentucky. But just overall, it's just the consistency is not there. They've got to figure out how to be consistent before that first win comes. But they've shown a lot of good signs. Obviously Bobby being the main one, but K1's got a lot of work to do. But the signs are there. There is reason for hope.
And that little bit of hope seems to have spread throughout the Bowling Green community. I know you can go around a lot of people, and even though in the midst of a 24-game losing streak and you losing 4 in a row, there's still signs of hope, and they're still feeling it. Have you felt that same way inside the walls of the football facility? I
mean, there's just a change in attitude under Coach Taggart. I mean, these guys have a kind of a swagger that wasn't there before. It's just a mindset that, hey, we can still win. It's not a down on our luck, can't win kind of thing. These guys still believe they can win, and that's the biggest battle as a head coach, is getting your guys to believe you can win.
Now, going ahead and moving on to football recruiting, you can never get started soon enough for football recruiting. 2011 recruit, first one committed. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's Jerome Howard. He's a linebacker from Plantation, Florida. 2 stars rated by Rivals. He's a little undersized, but he should probably fit in very nicely, especially on WKU, just because linebacker's been kind of an area of concern, just because of injuries, because of depth. So having a linebacker as your first commit is a very good sign, kind of going forward.
Now, kind of moving from the football field to the hardwood of the basketball court. Hilltopper Hysteria starts later this month, and I know a lot of people in Bowling Green are excited about it. A lot of cool things happened last year. What's kind of on deck for this year?
Well, I'm very excited about it, too. I mean, it's the kickoff to the season. They've got scrimmages from the toppers and the lady toppers. You're going to have introductions from all the players.
Just like that right there.
Sergio Cruz put on a big show last year with the Michael Jackson theme, so it'll be interesting to see. This is a good chance for these guys to see their personalities come out. But like I said, scrimmages, dunk contests, there's a lot to look forward to. Derek Gordon, WKU commit, will be in on his official visit for that night. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to with that here less than 2 weeks from now.
And, going ahead and going right into the actual season, a tough schedule. You're playing teams like St. Joseph's, possibly UNC, also going to play Louisville here in Diddle, going down to Memphis. This is going to be a tough stretch, definitely.
Right.
What do you see as far as the starting lineup, the key impact players, just that are going to make up this team of pretty much new players overall?
Well, to me, the guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing, I think is going to have a huge impact, is Juan Patillo, who set out last year when he transferred from Oklahoma. He's a guy I really believe is a 15, 16 points a game guy. So that's a big game changer to have right there. As far as your starting 5, I think you'll see Cliff Dixon at the 5. You'll see Stephon Pettigrew at the 4. Juan probably a 3. He's more of a wing guy. Sergio Cruz probably slide down to the 2. So you'll have a bigger lineup. But that 5th spot, to me, is the one that's kind of up in the air still. I mean, will it be Caden Dickerson, who's the returning kind of a 2-guard, can play point? Will it be Jamal Crook? Or will Ken Brown step up, who's a JUCO transfer? To me, that one's really up in the air. So there's a lot of ways to go to still see who's going to be that 5th guy.
And, you talked, we've got a lot of recruits that are coming into that group too. So very deep bench potentially to possibly go into Sun Belt Conference play with?
I think a huge bench. I mean, we didn't even touch on Brandon Peters, who was a Rivals 150 guy last year. I think he's got all kinds of athletic ability. I mean, the guy can jump out of the gym. So to have a guy like that, and then you've got guys like Tanga Cole, who's a big 6'11", 7 foot, depending on who you ask, center, coming in, to have a guy like, he'll be eligible in January, and to have a guy like that coming off the bench, I think makes a deeper bench. We'll
go with 7 foot.
7 foot sounds better, doesn't it?
It sounds a lot better than 6'11". But finally, you talked a little bit about Derek Gordon earlier, attending Hilltopper Hysteria. He's one of the commits that have already been made their choice to WKU.
Right.
Who other might be right on that edge, or who we should keep our eye out for?
I mean, of course, Cesar Guerrero, I think, has got everybody's attention. He's a 4-star point guard from California. He's rated number 61 in the Rivals 150 right now. Other guys to look for, some local guys. You've got Anthony Hickey, who's a kind of a backup option right now from Christian County if something doesn't happen with Cesar. Vinny Zolio has really picked up a lot of interest from Clark County. And then you've got guys like Dang Leak and George Fant, Dang being a 7-foot, well, another 6'11", 7-foot guy, a transfer originally from Sudan, foreign exchange student. So you've got a lot of options out there, and it's just kind of waiting to see maybe if one guy commits, how the dominoes will kind of fall after that.